I am back from the donut adventure. Guess what I have in my pocket? A hot dog. Hello. Welcome back to Marshmallow Reads. I'm Marcy and I have a snow day today. This weekend we got hit by a big winter storm and today is Monday, and instead of doing work, I'm going to read all day. Cause it's a snow day, yeah. For once, our backyard is just covered in this gorgeous fluffy snow. Maybe tomorrow, if it warms up a teensy bit, I'll feel like going out and playing in it, but for today, I'm only gonna have hot drinks and good books. Hopefully good books. For this snowy day reading blog, I'm gonna be focusing on two books that I just started. The first is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This is a thriller and it takes place in this fancy Chelsea neighborhood in London, and this 25-year-old girl just turns 25 and she gets a letter from her lawyer finally telling her who her birth parents are. But more than that, she finds out that she has inherited her dead parents' mansion. Yes, it's abandoned and kind of run down, but it's still worth millions. So she has to figure out what happened to them, because alongside this, she finds out that when she was like 6 months old or something, she was found in this home alone in her crib, while 3 dead bodies were found in that house, 2 of them being her parents, then this other guy. There are also 4 children that lived there that are missing now, and there's a lot to uncover here, and I'm excited because supposedly has good reviews. We'll see how it goes. And then the second book I'm trying to read this week is 6 Weeks by Mur Lafferty. This was another Christmas present. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I just barely started it. I'm maybe a chapter or so in. And this is another mystery. It's a mystery sci-fi combo. And you're introduced to this spaceship crew. It's 6 astronaut clones that wake up with no memory except getting on the ship, and they find their 6 bodies, their previous clone bodies, all dead and murdered and bloody, and they gotta figure out which one of them did this, because they don't know. This sounds pretty chill and spooky maybe, so I hope it goes well. And I will update you in a little bit. Hey, I'm popping back in to give an update on The Family Upstairs. One thing I didn't mention is that this book has multiple POVs. The main one is Libby. She's the one who finds out who her birth parents are at the age of 25. And it switches between 2 other POVs. One of her brother, back from when all this craziness in their family started happening in the late 80s. He was the one who witnessed this drastic change from socialite parents to eventually cult. The brother's point of view, he sees first this couple, some musician, and she convinces the parents to let her and her boyfriend stay in their house because they got kicked out of their apartment for getting a cat, which was not in their lease. So should have checked that. And they are very graciously being allowed to stay in this mansion. And when they first show up, Birdie, I think is her name, she is offended that they put them up in one of the old servants' room. It's still a large, pretty room, but it's not one of the fancy big rooms in the main house or whatever. Dumb. So they start living there, and it's only for a short time until they find something permanent, but at the end of the summer, it's been 5 months. And now they have Birdie, her partner, and this cat living there rent-free, and the father of the family, Henry Lamb, I think, he had a small stroke over the summer, and is in need of some physiotherapy to help him get back on his feet. And Birdie suggests this friend of hers, who is a new agey sort of healing chi focused dude. This new guy comes in with his wife and 2 children, a boy and a girl. And they also move into this house, also rent-free. At the current point that I'm at, that new age family only came in for like 2 weeks, but it's very clear that they're not going anywhere for a long time. This is where I think the family starts to go down a dark route. I think for the most part I am liking it so far. I think especially the scenes that take place in like the current spooky abandoned part of the house is pretty good. It has some good spooky vibes. Everything else, it's still in the process of just like setting the scene and figuring stuff out and learning more about the characters so I can, you know, connect to them more. The other point of view that we get is, I believe her name is Lucy, and she fled England around the time that the parents died, and she was taken across the border to France. She learned how to play the violin, and she has, you know, since being little, has had to feed herself and house herself based on how much money she's able to raise playing the violin on the streets of this French town. And now many years have gone by, and now Lucy has a son who's like 12, about to turn 13, and a daughter who's like 4, and they also have a dog. So she's got a lot of mouths to feed. And just recently, her violin was broken by a drunken idiot and is in the repair shop. She wasn't able to pay, so they were homeless for about a week, and it was rough. And she had to go groveling back to the father of the oldest boy. Her POV is very stressful. Hello, it is 6:23 on that Monday. So I haven't read any more of that book since 3 o'clock because I started reading for science instead. Yeah, so even though it's a snow day and we're having another snow day tomorrow, I'm gonna be reading science papers and planning another project of mine. So I have less time to read this week than I thought I did. I'm probably going to still try to finish The Family Upstairs this week, but I think I'm gonna move the rest of the 6 weeks reading and the vlogging to next week. I am confident I'll be able to finish The Family Upstairs this week, and I don't think I can get a whole other book in there as well. But that's okay. It's still a cozy snow day, and I'm still enjoying The Family Upstairs. I hope to do another update later tonight. While I'm in here, I might as well show you this improvement to our kitchen airflow. So behind here is a very chilly and drafty sunroom. You can see all the snow in the backyard. So we're gonna keep this closed until we don't have to worry about freezing pipes. So, fun! Ah! Okay, I have one more update for today. I'm like 45% of the way through The Family Upstairs. And, okay, before I get to that, I do want to say that when Libby, her friend, and the reporter all go to the Chelsea house and like do some exploring and like find some evidence up in the attic, that was fun, detective, like Scooby-Doo stuff. I hope there is more from that trio because I'm liking it. But then, when we go to Lucy's POV, the thing that she did to get the passports for her children, and the dog. I was expecting it to a point, and it was following this script for a while, and then it didn't. She did a different thing. Honestly, I prefer this decision. So good for her. But yeah, I am probably gonna do a bit more reading before I actually fall asleep, but I won't see you again until tomorrow. So bye. Cool. It is Tuesday morning and we lost power as soon as we got up. Didn't even have a chance to toast our bagels. So, gonna get nice and cozy, nice and toasty, and then do whatever work I can do without power and I guess just read. Might as well. Not quite how I imagined my morning to go, but at least my iPad has 40% power. Woo! Adventure time. Gonna go get some donuts, then do some reading. I found all of the robins. They're just everywhere. So many birds. Amazing. I am back from the donut adventure. Guess what I have in my pocket? A hot dog. Okay, I've eaten my hot dog and my donut. Ready to get back into the book. So this current update is through, I think, like 63-ish% of the way through. The family upstairs. Some stuff is happening. Modern day POVs, Libby and Miller are in a bit of a pickle in an apartment near the Chelsea house. Not entirely sure the motivations behind the person who did that to them, or, you know, what that current situation is going to end up being like. But that's interesting. Lucy, I don't think she's actually Libby's sister. I think she might be Clemency. No idea. But she, her kids, and the dog have just gone to England and are trying to go find her in the house. And then in the flashback POV with Henry, David, the healer guy, con artist, really, he has convinced the families living in the Chelsea house to get rid of all of their money and donate it to charity, but really he's probably keeping it hidden away for himself. And he is also trying to successfully, really, make everyone in the house live according to his moral code. This taking place in the early 90s, so his ideas are radical, which include no eating meat or animal products, don't use cars that, you know, with gasoline, and reducing their carbon footprint, which nowadays sounds great. Back then was very out of the ordinary and a fringe idea, which, I mean, that alone, whatever. But the fact that he is forcing everyone in the family to follow these very strict rules because he says so is not okay. That is abusive and controlling. And the situation with his kids and just all the kids in the house is also deteriorating. Finn, the dude's actual son, has tried to run away a few times and that didn't work out. And it's not great. They're getting like locked in their rooms up in the attic, and whenever they aren't able to be supervised, they have to be stuck in there. It's bad. So it's painting a very spooky and sad picture of the life in that house. Yeah, things are picking up. So I just finished The Family Upstairs. You know, it was pretty good. I think I'm feeling it's about a 3-star, like pretty good. I wanted it to be more thrilling, like more spooky, more mysterious. Well, it was plenty mysterious. There were a lot of twists and turns, specifically relating to the identity of the POV people, as well as Libby's whole deal. I don't want to give too much away on that part. There is a bit more to her story as a baby than you first realize. So I did enjoy that part. At the end, there are some good like character revelations and interactions, and a bit of a reunion as well, and that was cute. Yeah, I don't know. I think my biggest reason why I didn't rate this any higher than a 3 would be the characters, maybe. Like, I liked the idea that the author had behind each of them. Like, they had their own personalities and their own purpose in the story, but I feel like I wasn't able to connect to them very well. Like, I was rooting for Libby and her being able to figure out what on earth happened to her birth family and all that, but it was more of a curiosity on my part than like a strong connection to her as a character. So maybe I just wanted more from them as in that regard. But either way, I am happy I read it. I think this was a good book overall and a cozy, entertaining read for this snowy day. We are getting another snow day tomorrow, Wednesday of this week, but I don't think I have it in me to finish a whole other book this week. So I'm gonna probably continue to read 6 Weeks and vlog that one, but I think that's gonna be saved for another video next week. So look out for that if you're interested. This was a fun little adventure. I am excited to continue to vlog this adventure with 6 Weeks later in the week. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. I hope you all are staying warm and staying safe out there. I wish you a very good week, and I will see you